So my name is Dima Mekdad. I am a Syrian Londoner. I work at Shubak Festival as a general manager. My life previously was in the lab doing research in clinical laboratory medicine. And I am now in the art and culture full-time capacity. And I've joined Refugee Week as a co-chair since June last year. And I'm excited about it. So I guess, are we waiting for Enver, or shall I go on and share my bit on compassion?
Thank you so much. I think we're still waiting for Enver, so that would be amazing, Dima. Thank you so much.
Salam, everyone. I'm very happy and honored to be here today. As I just said, I joined Counterpoints as Refugee Week co-chair in June. And when the conversations around Refugee Week theme for this year started, I admit I was among the people who were reluctant about compassion in the beginning. And I thought of it that on some level, it's one of those that reinforce an us and them notion. But I gave it more thought and reflection, and I would like to share with you some of those today. And I have some notes here to help me. And I'd start with saying that I claimed asylum in the UK in 2012. When I first became a refugee, I struggled with severe survivor's guilt and shame. Back then in Syria, claiming asylum was a shameful business. I also struggled with shame of my privilege, the privilege of arriving to this country on an airplane with a valid visa and a near bilingual knowledge of English. It's taken me years of work on myself to gain a deeper understanding of what this enforced dimension of my identity means to me. My relationship to the word refugee was a journey of change, evolution, and a lot of complex emotions. And the key first step in my own healing and transformation journey was cultivating self-compassion. Cultivating compassion to myself and to those who judged me, and to those who unknowingly hurt me because I'm a refugee. Transforming part of my rage at some of our government's policies to compassion towards my fellow asylum seekers, refugees, activists, and active local community members, for us all to come together and stand up in strength and compassion. I learned that in the refugee and asylum arena, compassion is at the center, from the individual level to the community level to the policy level, and ultimately to all humanity. In 2022, after being a refugee for 10 years, I had the honor of emotionally supporting a dear friend and her ill mother, whom I've known since I was a teenager in Syria, since I was 13 years old. My friend is half Syrian, half Ukrainian. I had the honor of standing by her while she went through yet another displacement. She and I were surprised how her Ukrainian passport opened doors that her Syrian passport failed to. And at the same time, engaging in the sector, I saw that some of the NGOs were reluctant to channel certain levels of support to Ukrainian refugees out of the assumption that under the government programs, they were going to be okay. And as a result, many stories from Ukraine remain untold. The researcher in me was compelled to understand. And the earliest paper I found, which named selective compassion in political refugees, was published almost 45 years ago, in 1978 in the United States by Jana Zimmer, examining the differential immigration policies to certain groups of refugees over others, which reflected anti-Semitism, anti-Catholicism, among other xenophobic forms. In my little research, I realized that not only we need to expand our compassion, but also we need to have equity, even in our compassion practices. I felt grateful for learning this, and grateful that due to this compassion, be it selective or else, my friend and other fellow Ukrainian refugees made it out of Ukraine on dignified routes. And I hoped that our practice of compassion becomes more equitable as we continue the work. I finally want to invite us all today, in the next 3 months leading up to Refugee Week, to individually and collectively reflect on compassion. How does compassion look like in our day-to-day life, in our practice, in our commitment to the refugees' cause. And let's think of what our simple acts, our events could look like. And let's come and celebrate our love, unity, and compassion with joy, pride, together in June. Thank you very much.